at 3 minutes past 2 are next at 3.
There you are, thank you, Claire. Tarja, Eggheads as normal tonight, 6:30 BBC 2. Watch it. Oi, watch it. Today, Thursday, 28th of September 2017, live till 5. It's the big show. Hello.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Now playing everywhere.
Oh no, see you walking around like it's a funeral. Not so serious, girl, why those feet cold? We just getting started, don't you tiptoe, tiptoe. Waste time with the masterpiece, to waste time with the masterpiece. You should be rolling me, you should be rolling me. You're a real life fantasy, you're a real life fantasy. But you're moving so carefully, let's start living dangerously. Talk to me, baby. I'm rolling up from this sweet, sweet baby. Whoa. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Ay, 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 ay. Keep on hoping we'll be cake by the ocean. Walk for me, baby. I'll be pretty, you'll be Naomi. Whoa. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Ay, 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 ay. Keep on hoping we'll be cake by the ocean. Hot damn, see you licking frosting from your own hands. Want another taste? I'm begging, yes, ma'am. I'm tired of all this candy on the dry land, dry land. Oh, waste time with the masterpiece, to waste time with the masterpiece. You should be rolling me, you should be rolling me. You're a real life fantasy, you're a real life fantasy. But you're moving so carefully, let's start living dangerously. Talk to me, baby. I'm rolling up from this sweet, sweet baby. Whoa. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Ay, 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 ay. Keep on hoping we'll be cake by the ocean. Walk for me, baby. Walk for me now. I'll be pretty, you'll be Naomi. Whoa. Let's lose our minds and go crazy, crazy. Ay, 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 ay. Keep on hoping we'll be cake by the ocean. Ay, 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 ay. Keep on hoping we'll be cake by the ocean.
Thing about having a cough and a tickly throat means that I can't sing along with the tunes. I heard you. I heard that. It's DNCE. Cake by the ocean. How you doing today? We're excited to be here. It's Steve Wright in the afternoon. Email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. Right through the afternoon. Text 88291 and tweet us at BBC Radio 2. I've got 8 minutes after 2 in Great Britain. Big show on the air. Hands up for Jimmy Webb on later. He left the cake out in the rain, didn't he? Oh, it's going to get soaking wet. Hands up for solid hold hairspray. You're looking good. Hands up for a tool shed, by the way, a tool shed with pliers and terps and a power drill and Allen keys and wet garden furniture and sticky paint. Hands up for that. And horrible sticky paint that you haven't used for 10 years. Oh. The summer chairs you're not using anymore.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's the night. Let's live it up. I got my money. Let's spin it up. Go out and smash it. Like oh my God. Jump out that sofa. Let's get on.
I know that we'll have a ball if we get down and go out and just lose it all. I feel stressed out, I wanna let it go. Let's go way out, spaced out, and losing our control.
Fill up my cup. Mazel tov. Look at her dancing. Just take it off. Let's paint the town. We'll shut it down. Let's burn the roof.
And then we'll do it again.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And do it. And do it. Let's live it up and do it. And do it. And do it. Do it. Do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. 'Cause I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I feel tonight's the night. Hey, let's live it up.
Let's live it up.
I got my money. Hey, let's spin it up. Let's spin it up. Go out and smash it.
Smash it.
Like oh my God. Like oh my God. Jump out that sofa. Come on. Let's get off. Fill up my cup.
Drink.
Mazel tov.
Daheim.
Look at her dancing.
Move it, move
Just
it.
take it off. Let's paint the town. Paint the town. We'll shut it down. Shut it down. Let's burn the roof.
And then we'll do it again.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And do it. And do it. Let's live it up and do it. And do it. And do it. Do it. Do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Here we come. Here we go. We gotta rock. Easy come. Easy go. Now we on top. Feel the shot. Body.
That really is such a good tune. I absolutely adore it. I adores it. Steve.Wright at bbc.co.uk. Text 88291 and tweet us at BBC Radio 2. Thursday afternoon then. Got the general forecast for you. Dry, bright and reasonably warm across western areas. The east can expect a mixture of rain and bright spells this afternoon. High of 21 in Ramsgate, that being Kent. And tonight, a fine and dry evening, followed by cloud and outbreaks of rain in the far west, moving east overnight. Tomorrow, Friday, wet and breezy to start, getting brighter as the day goes on, and serious jocking at 4:15. Lights on sunset tonight, Glasgow, 7 o'clock. Worcester is 6:53. Sauce in Bournemouth, 6:52. Bognor Regis, 6:47. And the lowest temperature today in the UK, 10C in Aviemore in the Cairngorms National Park, in fact. So there.
at the ready to answer a call. In his own special way, he's gentle and kind. Operation he hates, love in his eyes. My heart skips a beat when I'm by his side. He's a spacer, a star chaser, a spacer. He's a spacer, a star chaser, a spacer. In a galaxy, you can trust everyone that you meet. I'm so lucky, he's the only one I'll ever need. We will blast off tonight. He puts his life on the line every time he's in flight. A man you can trace. That our love will last beyond time and space. He's a spacer, a star chaser, a spacer. He's a spacer, a star chaser, a spacer.
Spacer. Sheila B. Devotion, BBC Radio 2. Dubai is 38 Celsius today. Hong Kong is 32. Darwin is 29. New Orleans is 27. New Delhi is 34. Bangkok is 34. And the hottest place on earth today is Kuwait City, 40 Celsius, 104 Fahrenheit. It's true.
Jeremy Vine, quick question. Have you ever hosted your own BBC Two Quiz show? Call now.
Okay, no, I haven't actually.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
2:16, good afternoon.
Are you a man who loves and cherishes and cares for me? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Are you a guard in a prison, maximum security? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Do we stay home all the time? 'Cause you want me to yourself.
tune. Spotlight Jennifer Hudson. In the news, Theresa May has defended free market capitalism in a speech marking 20 years since the Bank of England was given the right to set interest rates. Decisive steps forward have been made in the latest round of UK-EU talks. Brexit Secretary David Davis has said today. And a software issue had caused check-in delays at several airports worldwide and booking problems for many airlines today. Passengers reported problems at Gatwick, Paris Charles de Gaulle and Melbourne airports, amongst others. Gatwick blamed a passenger management system, but said the problem had been resolved and there were no further delays. Who's on? Tell you next.
Here comes my happiness again, right back to where it should have been. 'Cause now she's gone and I am free, and she can't do a thing to me. I just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway. Right now tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light. And if you should see her, please let her know that I'm well, as you can tell. And if she should tell you that she wants me back, tell her no, I gotta go. I just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway. Right now tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light. And if you should see her, please let her know that I'm well, as you can tell. And if she should tell you that she wants me back, tell her no, I gotta go. I just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway. Right now tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light.
I love that bass in my face.
Just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway.
Mavericks dance the night away.
Right now tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light.
And Stephen Team loving the show. Can you give us a shout out on our 6-hour journey back to Manningtree in Essex from Keswick in the Lake District, on board of 3 tired dogs, Hugo, Martha, Prudence, Happy, Keith and Mandy. That's not two extra dogs, that's the people that wrote the thing. Thank you, Steve, my pleasure. And Steve, can you say hi to Mark Bridge at Kingfisher Lawnmower Services in Tamworth? Loving the show. Have a great day, guys, and you. Loving the big show, Steve. It's cheering me up because I'm nursing a broken arm after a motorbike crash in France. No, 10 days ago. Big thanks to hubby Vince and our boys Charlie and Alfie for taking such good care of me. Love you all loads from Tracy Farmer.
Hi, it's Jeremy Vine. Do you know a Bobby Pryor lookalike? What is it about my friend and Radio 2 colleague Bobby Pryor that makes people spend up to £250,000 to get the Pryor look? Call me at Radio 2 now.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Radio 2.
So Jimmy Webb, one of the most successful songwriters of all time, he's released his memoirs in a book. Also today, they did the afternoons on Radio 2. We'll take a look at David Hamilton, Ed Stewart, Gloria Hunniford, Woman's Hour, I know, John Dunn, Terry Wogan, Wagoner's Walk, and more. And Spencer FC, football YouTuber. He's written a book called Game Changer. Plus Tim and Janie and Bobby and Claire and Matt, the sports guy, and the oldies chosen by Nigel and Fiona.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
From Claycross. In Derbyshire. Very good. Yeah. This is unusual. It's Let's Find Each Other tonight. It's Jules Holland and Jose Feliciano.
Let's find each other tonight. Everything will be alright. Don't hesitate now. Let's find each other tonight. And if you need some company, mama, take a chance on me. Don't hesitate now. Let's find each other tonight. You don't wanna be like those other dreamers that dream about loving and never love. You wanna be a schemer. So honey, I'm open, and honey, I'm hoping that if you need some company, mama, take a chance on me. Don't hesitate now. Let's find each other tonight. Yeah. Let's find each other tonight. Everything will be alright. Don't hesitate now. Let's find each other tonight. You don't wanna be like those other dreamers that dream about loving and never love. You wanna be a schemer. So honey, I'm open, and honey, I'm hoping that if you need some company, pretty mama, take a chance on me. Hey, don't hesitate now. Let's find each other tonight.
Oh, that's a very groovy song.
The Chris Evans Breakfast Show.
We have Michael Sheen for you. Chris, please tell Michael I think he's the best actor of his generation.
Yeah. Mum, stop writing in. It's embarrassing.
Also here, Martin Freeman and Tamsin Gregg.
I have a question for Tamsin. Who is your favourite British actor in their 40s?
Nigella Lawson is here.
I love it when people just tell me they like cheddar and marmalade sandwiches. If you can get pleasure in life, why turn away from it?
The Fizz are here. Martin, what are you doing Sunday night?
Probably looking at lines.
Come on, they're playing. Do us a favour, please, if you don't mind. Can you look after my kids?
The Chris Evans Breakfast Show on BBC Radio 2. Weekday mornings from 6:30.
Thank you.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
2:29 now.
88 to 91 FM.
I've got a team ready here.
BBC Radio 2. with her dreams. She's running just to trust him. He got a big smile, it's fake news. Just run for cover, you got nothing left to lose. Run for cover. Run while you can, baby, don't look back. You gotta run for cover. Don't be afraid of the fear that's the pain that
Killers run for cover. Hey, Steve, give a shout out, please. Mind that throat, though. Yes, I will. To John and Joe, just on the way to Lou in Cornwall for the music festival. Looking forward to seeing Lulu on Saturday night. Really brilliant. Can you say happy birthday to me, because I know that nobody else will have bothered. Cheers, Steve. Loving your show. That's Rob, decorating in Stockton Heath in Warrington. Hello, Rob. Happy birthday.
My two boys can sing every single jingle.
When we get into the car and listen to Chris Evans' breakfast show, it just kind of helps me switch on.
Join me, Johnny Walker, for a celebration of Radio 2's 50th birthday, as told by you.
Master, that's coming up later, anyway.
I'll never get it right. I'm always 1 year out.
There's always new stuff coming out of Radio 2. Despite that, there's still all the things I love singing along to that I've known for years.
During the day, you talk to a lot of other cab drivers, and they're all saying, "You've been listening to Terry Wogan and Janet and John."
You were surprised that my old cobblers didn't get more.
The listeners' stories.
On the BBC Radio 2 website.
More of that later.
I said to Chris Evans, how do you like your eggs in the morning?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Radio 2. Oh, I do miss Mrs. Dale's diary.
Star. Every inch of skin's got a scar. I guess you got everything now. Every inch of space
later, they did the afternoons on Radio 2. Then there's Jimmy Webb and Spencer FC, guests on the big show. Email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. Text 88291. Tweet us at BBC Radio 2. You do, you've got a better voice than me.
Email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. Text 88291 and tweet the guy at BBC Radio 2.
Now, can I bring on Tim Smith and Janie Lee Grace? Here's Janie.
In 1896, Walter Arnold became the first person ever to receive a speeding ticket. He was fined 1 shilling for doing 8 miles an hour in a 2 miles per hour zone.
You know when somebody overtakes you and they're speeding and you think, you silly person, you see them ahead anyway, don't you? You think, well, what was the point of it?
Yeah, because they don't necessarily get very far. But what annoys me is when somebody pulls into a space, say on a motorway, they indicate, but there's not a space to go into. And that is going to cause an accident eventually.
Of course it is.
Oliver Cromwell banned the eating of pies in England in 1644. He called it a pagan form of pleasure.
Wearing the colour red makes both men and women more attractive to the opposite sex. Studies finding when men wear it, red sends signals of status and dominance to others. When women wear it, the extra pull on men is biological. Researchers found that women wearing red are rated as more attractive and sexually desirable than women who wear blue or grey.
Factoids. You must think that I'm stupid. You must think that I'm a fool. You must think that I'm new to this, but I have seen this all before. I'm never gonna let you close to me, even though you mean the most to me. 'Cause every time I open up it hurts. So I'm never gonna get too close to you, even when I mean the most to you, in case you go and leave me in the dirt. But every time you hurt me, the less that I cry. And every time you leave me, the quicker these tears dry. And every time you walk out, the less I love you. Baby, we don't stand a chance. It's sad that it's true. I'm way too good at goodbye. I'm way too good at goodbye. I'm way too good at goodbye. I know you're thinking I'm heartless. I know you're thinking I'm cold. I'm just protecting my innocence. I'm just protecting my soul. I'm never gonna let you close to me, even though you mean the most to me. 'Cause every time I open up it hurts. So I'm never gonna get too close to you, even when I mean the most to you, in case you go and leave me in the dirt. But every time you hurt me, the less that I cry. And every time you leave me, the quicker these tears dry. And every time you walk out, the less I love you. Baby, we don't stand a chance. It's sad, but it's true. I'm way too good at goodbye. I'm way too good at goodbye. I'm way too good at goodbye. No way that you'll see me cry. I'm way too good at goodbye. No, 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 no. Tears dry. And every time you walk out, the less I love you. Baby, we don't stand a chance. It's sad, but it's true. I'm way too good at goodbye.
It is National Poetry Day today, which includes a 4-day poetry festival in Hull, the city of culture. This year's theme is freedom, and Jo Wiley's doing her show live from Hull tonight, and I think Radio 3 did a great breakfast show from there this morning as well.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'd like to have heard that.
Well, it's very good. Well, I only heard bits of it because I was in here saying hello to Chris and going down to the American Embassy.
And doing your own poetry.
Yes. Yeah, I was doing a lot of poetry in the cab. And it's World Maritime Day today, connecting ships, ports and people. The Global Youth Travel Awards will be held in Montreal. The Beauty and Money Summit is held in New York. It's the British Masters Golf in Newcastle upon Tyne and the President's Cup in New Jersey. 55th New York Film Festival opens. It's on until the 15th of October, and highlights include the world premiere of Richard Linklater's drama Last Flag Flying, which stars Steve Carell, Bryan Cranston and Lawrence Fishburne as 3 Vietnam-era US Navy veterans. The Steven Spielberg documentary Spielberg, and Woody Allen's new film Wonder Wheel, starring Kate Winslet, Juno Temple and Justin Timberlake. It's also the 13th Zurich Film Festival. Scottish Beer Awards are held in Edinburgh. Wow. The Supply Chain Awards are held in London, and Jimmy Carr plays Peterborough. And happy birthday, Jeremy Isaacs.
I don't think anybody could ever have thought that it would be remembered forever. We were just keen enough to get it on the air once.
Yeah.
But people who saw it with their parents are now seeing it with their children and grandchildren.
It's very atmospheric as well, isn't it? It's very distressing as well in places.
Well, it's well written and it tells stories that touch you and grab you.
Jeremy Isaacs. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg has dismissed comments made by Donald Trump that the site has always been against him. The US president accused the social network of collusion on Twitter, branding it anti-Trump. Men are sleeping less than women, a poll finds today. More than 30% say they survive on under 7 hours a night, compared with 17% of females. This is a discussion that we have frequently on this show. I get about 7.5, 8 at the moment, with a bit of a cold, so been getting 6 now and again.
Yeah, because you're tossing and turning a bit, aren't you, at the moment? And you've got a lot on your chest, I know. 7 hours is good for me. Occasionally I will sleep 7 hours straight through, and when that happens, that's quite unusual.
Yeah.
Normally wake up at least once during the night, but 7 hours, very rarely more than that.
Let's say that you wake up for a tinkle a couple of times a night. Are you aware that you've woken up for a tinkle?
I hope so.
yeah.
It could all go bad if not.
Otherwise, I wouldn't bother getting up, would I? I'd do it where I lie. No, I am aware. No, seriously though.
Excuse me, now you've made me.
What I hate though is waking up and knowing I've got to get up and go to the loo, and you do that thing where you turn over about a dozen times thinking it'll go away, but in the end you have to get up and go anyway.
And you know the amount of water that you drink as you're in bed or just before you go to bed? Do you expel that amount of water, or...?
No, I seem to expel 4 times the amount of water that I took on board just before I went... Where does it come from?
I don't know.
And then there's more to expel first thing in the morning.
I was just checking that everybody was the same.
Okay.
Well, they aren't.
Well, what about you then, Jane?
I don't get up twice in the night.
Don't you?
Oh, for goodness sake. You guys want to sort yourselves out.
Well, yeah, we will. Jimmy Webb, one of the most successful songwriters of all time. He's just released his memoirs, and we'll get him talking about the late Glenn Campbell as well, I think. Also, Spencer FC, football YouTuber. He's written a book called Game Changer. Going to look at some Radio 2 stuff as well, like Radio 2 in the early days. Who did what programmes in 1967 and 1971 and 1984 and 1990. And also got to play a few clips. Got some Terry in there, obviously. So we're going to do some of that later also. All on the big show.
Say, hey now, baby. Oh, mama, don't play now, baby. Say, hey now, baby. So let's go on things straight now, baby. Tell me if you love me or not, love me or not, love me or not. At the house on you, am I lucky or not, lucky or not, lucky or not? You gotta tell me if you love me or not, love me or not, love me or not. I'm wishing for you, am I lucky or not, lucky or not, lucky or not? Ooh, 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 I'm wishing for you. Ooh, ooh. Try to do what love was do. Ooh, 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 I'm wishing for you. Ooh, ooh. Try to do what love was do. Say, hey, no, baby. You gon' make me hit you with that lay down, baby. Ooh, say, hey, no, baby. enough to know better.
Maroon 5, Scissor.
Are we too grown for
What lovers do.
Are we too
Listening to the show whilst having breakfast, looking over the Gulf of Mexico. Oh, are you kidding me? That's great. Can you play a song for me? Yeah, you can have that one. Would you wish good luck to Castleford Tigers for tonight's Super League semi-final against St Helens? That's David Hopwood. You got it, David. 12 minutes to 3. Here's Bobby.
Steve, thank you. First of all, the A685 between Kirby Stephen and Brough. It is still completely blocked with this caravan fire at Kirkbank Lane, so that's still not a through route. Local diversion, taking some time and very busy. To the A82 in Veruglas, we've got it closed completely. There's an accident there, so it's just near to the Sloy Power Station, so affecting traffic between Tarbet and Inverraman. So if you're going through, just be aware we've got very heavy traffic. Also on the A90 northbound at Forfar, we've still got that accident up past the A926. There's still one lane shut there. A1M southbound, exit Slip Road at 36 for the Warmsworth Road. We've still got the accident being recovered, but it's very, very slow. M1 southbound, first of all, at 28 for Alfreton. That exit Slip Road still has a broken down vehicle. Also on the M1, 29 to 28, so between Chesterfield and Alfreton, we've got a broken down line in the main carriageway. Again, one lane is shut. M6 southbound, broken down vehicle and trailer between 17 and 16. So in the roadworks towards Stoke-on-Trent, it's very slow. And finally to the M40. Now, northbound, 2 lanes are closed between 9 and 10. Southbound, still 1 lane closed between 10 and 9. But the congestion is mainly northbound. Back with more, 40 minutes.
Simon Mayo's on the air at 5 o'clock today. Resident cook Nigel Barden making banana eggy bread with crispy bacon for Foodie Thursday. American founder of the international adult magazine Playboy, as you heard earlier, has died at the age of 91. Playboy Enterprises Inc. said he passed away peacefully at home in Los Angeles from natural causes. The decision not to renew Uber's license to operate in London has given rival apps a boost, research suggesting. In the 48 hours following the decision, Addison Lee, Get, that's G-E-T-T, and My Taxi all saw a spike in downloads, according to analytics company App&A. Now we're coming up to BBC Radio 2. That's us. Our birthday, our 50th birthday. And of course, there's been big changes to Radio 2 schedules over the years. At the start, Radio 5 in 1990. Up until then, sport, in fact, was a major part of Radio 2. There were sports reports through the day, things like Cricket Desk and Racing Bulletin in the morning, and radio coverage of an event like Wimbledon would be right here on Radio 2. Plus, from 1970, Saturday afternoons were dedicated to sport on 2. From the launch of Radio 1 and Radio 2 in 1967 through until 1979, there were shows which were broadcast on both stations. That's Radio 1 and Radio 2, on all frequencies. In the very early years, more than 7 hours of Radio 1 shows were heard on Radio 2 during weekdays. Family Choice, The Jimmy Young Show, Midday Spin, and the Evening Late Night Extra, which included a presenter called Terry Wogan.
I'd forgotten about all that simulcasting, of course.
Yeah.
They shared the same frequencies, didn't they? The same programme went out on Radio 1 and 2.
And the one that everybody talks about, of course, is after the chart show on a Sunday, where first of all you would hear on the medium wave frequency that noise that I think it was a Russian station used to come through.
I don't remember.
Anybody remember that?
Well, after the top 20, after Pick of the Pops.
Yeah, after Pick of the Pops. And of course, if you were tuned to FM or VHF, on would come to sing something simple. And Annie would be on Radio 1, and that's when the two stations split.
Oh, yeah, Annie Nightingale on a Sunday night after the chart. That was a fantastic show.
Yeah. Now, our little feature here for the next couple of days is called They Did the Afternoons, because obviously we're doing the afternoons, and we thought, well, who did it before us? So many people, so many really brilliant people, including Terry.
On BBC Radio 1 and Radio 2, the time 2 minutes past 3.
Go on, Sel.
Good afternoon to you. From now till 5 o'clock, you're more than welcome to the Terry Wogan Show. Cantering off on the Wednesday poopy, as always.
What about Woman's Hour then, Tim?
Well, it was originally a programme on the Light programme, which of course eventually became Radio 2. But up until 1973, Woman's Hour was broadcast on Radio 2.
The vast majority were sleeping outside on the pavements. Under the arches in Charing Cross, I noticed a grey-haired woman huddled in an overcoat and lying on a cardboard box. Beside her were her belongings wrapped neatly in a brown paper parcel. For 26 years, she has had no home. She told me how it happened.
And this was a brilliant item on homeless people sleeping rough in London, September 1971. There were several soaps on Radio 2 back in the day, including...
Waggoner's Walk, of course, a soap opera which ran from April 1969 until May 1980 on Radio 2. It was on for 15 minutes every weekday afternoon.
Saturday the 2nd of October, the day of Chris and Tracy's wedding, found number 1 Waggoner's Walk bustling with activity.
Mom! Mom!
Yes, Tony?
Where are you?
In the living room.
Oh, you busy?
I'm just putting a stitch in these gloves. Why?
I can't find my grey tie.
Isn't it hanging up on the inside of the wardrobe door?
Well, if it is, I can't see it.
OK, I'll be up in a moment. Come in.
Come in.
Oh, am I early?
Oh, hello, Barbara.
Oh, hello.
Really?
When there are footsteps, there's a bloke with a pair of shoes or a woman in a box.
Clockety clock.
Yes, summer's coming, look.
Yeah. David Hamilton. Now, his Radio 1 show was simulcast from 1975 to 1977 here on Radio 2. David Hamilton here announcing that Radio 1 and Radio 2 will soon get their own shows, but not revealing which station he'll be on. And here he is. Shall we play it?
Our next news at 3 o'clock. And now for Radio 1 and 2 listeners, it's over to the David Hamilton Show.
Radio 1. David Hamilton, Wednesday, 1977.
Yes, indeed, it's a Wednesday. It is 1977. How observant we are. It's Wednesday, the 21st of September. Did you hear the news just now? My goodness me. I think they were talking about us. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later on. But right now, let us listen to the sound of the Jacksons getting us off today and Dreamer.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. That's great. I think that was a David Hamilton sure shot as well.
That's the sound of the Jacksons. First record
The thing is, like, now or today, sometimes we say, it's Tuesday afternoon or whatever, just in case you don't know what day it is. Then they reminded you what the year was.
We never say the year. Like, ever.
Only at the front. You know, I mean, you know, we don't, do we?
No. By the way, it's 2017.
Oh, really?
Thank you very much. What about Glow, then?
Yeah, Gloria Hunniford, of course. In 1982, Gloria became the first woman to have her own daily radio show on Radio 2, which she went on to present continuously for 13 years. And here she is interviewing Kate Bush, and there's also a mention of Bill Whelan, who later did the Riverdance music, of
I
course.
noticed, in fact, that you've given one track a rather Irish flavour. You involved the group Planksty.
Yes.
Now, again, that goes back a bit to your own family traditions, doesn't it?
Yes, very much so, because my mother is Irish, and when I was very little, the music in the house was very often Irish traditional music, and I think I've always loved it.
So you're brought up on the buran and the fiddles and the pipes and all the rest of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what have you done with this particular track?
And a little later on, there they are, I'd like to play one of my favourites, and I think we were talking about him yesterday, John Dunn. That is later on the big show. Also, got Jimmy Webb and Spencer FC.
If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. If you're going to San Francisco, you're gonna meet some gentle people there. For those who come to San Francisco, summertime will be a-loving there. In the streets of San Francisco, gentle people with flowers in their hair. All across the nation, such a strange vibration. People in motion. There's a whole generation with a new explanation. People in motion. People in motion.
And this is BBC Radio 2 2017. Steve Wright in the afternoon. Scott McKenzie, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. Coming up on the big show, the Non-Stop Oldies, chosen by Nigel and Fiona Wright from Claycross in Derbyshire after the news.
BBC News at 3 o'clock. This is Claire Runacres. The vice-captain of England's Test cricket team, Ben Stokes, has apologised after a newspaper published a video said to show him involved in an altercation outside a Bristol nightclub. He was later arrested on suspicion of causing actual bodily harm. The England cricket authorities, who yesterday named Stokes in the Ashes squad for the forthcoming tour of Australia, have said they will wait for the outcome of the police investigation before deciding what action to take. Both the Brexit Secretary David Davis and his EU counterpart Michel Barnier have given a positive assessment at the end of the latest round about the UK's withdrawal from the EU. But Mr Barnier said there were still differences on a number of issues, and it could be months before the talks moved on to a future trade deal. The Labour MP and chairman of the Commons Brexit Committee, Hilary Benn, said the logjam needed to be broken quickly.
The businesses who've been pressing the Treasury and other ministers about the importance of those transitional arrangements are saying, look, if we don't know quickly what they will consist of and know for sure that they're going to happen, then we're going to have to take some decisions to protect our businesses against the worst possible outcome, which would be no deal. And so time is of the essence. And as we all know, the clock goes on ticking.
A serious case review has concluded that the murder of an 18-year-old girl by another resident at a care home was preventable. Melissa Matheson was strangled by Jason Conroy, who was 19, at Alexandra House in Bristol in 2014. A report from the Bristol Safeguarding Board found that Conroy had previously tried to strangle women he'd become fixated with, and that Alexandra House had been too positive in its assessment of him. Melissa's father, James, says his daughter and Conroy were let down by the system.
The amount of mistakes that were made, they all add up to a shocking event. And my daughter's taken the brunt of it all. They were both let down. And it's heartbreaking.
Theresa May has said having a free market economy is the only sustainable way to increase living standards across the board. She was speaking at the Bank of England, marking the 20-year anniversary of the bank's independence. The left-wing former MP George Galloway disagrees.
We already live under capitalism, and we know it isn't working. For all that she said about its historic role, some of which I accept, capitalism was a necessary stage, but it's been superseded both because of its own failings and the possibility of other models.
And drive-through bins at a motorway service station have been damaged 2 days after being installed. They were put up at Lim Services in Cheshire, next to the M6, to encourage people to throw rubbish into them through their car windows. The site manager says 3 out of the 4 have been damaged because they narrowed the way out for vehicles. BBC News at 3:03 are next at 4.
Oh, thank you. Here come the oldies.
Come on.
Here we go.
Oh, Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Now, the Non-Stop Oldies, brought to you daily by Steve Wright in the afternoon.
back the years. Simply Red. On the Non-Stop Oldies, as chosen by Nigel and Fiona Wright from Clay Cross. Let me be your hero. Excuse me, mate, speak up.
Would you dance if I asked you to dance? Would you run and never look back? Would you cry if you saw me crying? And would you save my soul tonight? Would you tremble if I touched your lips? Or would you laugh? Oh, please tell me this. Now would you die for the one you love? Hold me in your arms tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. Would you swear that you'll always be mine? Or would you lie? Would you run and hide? Am I in too deep? Have I lost my mind? I don't care, you're here tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. Oh, I just wanna hold you. I just wanna hold you. Oh yeah, am I in too deep? Have I lost my mind? Well, I don't care, you're here tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain, oh yeah. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. And I can be your...
Now that is my old friend Enrique and Hero. These oldies chosen by Nigel and Fiona Wright from Claycross in Derbyshire. Hey Steve, we come from a small town in Derbyshire called Claycross. I know. I always had my eye on Fiona at school, but we didn't get together until 4 years after we left. We met again by chance on a rainy day at the bus stop, and I asked her if I could stand under her umbrella. She hasn't looked back since, and me neither, and you didn't get wet. We both have very different hobbies. Fiona likes to read and walk our Staffordshire Bull Terrier, Jazz, and I enjoy training and racing in triathlons, really. We do share a love of music, however, and much to the disgust of our two daughters, Millie, age 13, and Olivia, age 11, we love to dance around the kitchen. Oh, I know, been there. We hope you enjoy our oldies. Each song means a lot from the journey we've had so far in our lives together. That's Nigel and Fiona Wright. 2 badges.
But I
tune, that True Blue. It's Madge. 3:16 on Radio 2, these oldies, non-stop, chosen by Nigel and Fiona Wright from Claycross in Derbyshire. And they met at the bus stop. Hollies.
Bus stop, wet day, she's there, I say, please share my umbrella. Bus stop, bus goes, she stays, love grows under my umbrella. All that summer we enjoyed it, wind and rain and shine. That umbrella we employed it, by August she was mine. Every morning I would see her
Stomp. Have I the right? On the Non-Stop Oldies.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Back to back, it's hit after hit. The Non-Stop Oldies every day.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so very special. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so very special. I wish I was special. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want. You're so very special. I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
were the Non-Stop Oldies as chosen by Nigel and Fiona Wright from Claycross in Derbyshire. And badges on their way. 3:29 at Radio 2. In a moment, we'll talk to Jimmy Webb, one of the most successful songwriters of all time. And more later. Speaking of Radio 2, they did the afternoons on Radio 2, like Ed Stewart, David Hamilton, Gloria, John Dunn, Wagoner's Walk, all of that kind of stuff coming up later. Stephen Team, I'd be ever so happy if you could give my partner Calvin a big shout-out and a huge thank you for driving my mum and I around Somerset for the past 4 days. That's a long trip. We're on holiday and the weather is glorious this afternoon. Thank you from Claire. Can I have a shout-out, please? It's my birthday. No day off for me. That's Greg March in Sudbury in Suffolk. Steve, you're going to say hello to us enjoying a barbecue here in Cyprus, listening to the show. We always hear others on holiday and hoping it's our turn. Yes, it is. Thank you, Steve, and William, and the Kite family, I think it says.
Get this, folks. We're going back to the 1980s on today's show. Send me a fax, a telex by, I don't know, Etch-a-Sketch and a stamped addressed envelope, and we'll post your fact sheet. Listen to the sound of that fax coming through. Oh, we've ran out of paper.
The voice of Radio 1.
Radio 1 Vintage is coming.
More rock than you can handle.
Celebrating 50 years of BBC Radio 1.
I say, don't you know? This is Radio 1. Coming looking so crazy right now. Your love's coming looking so crazy right now. You say you don't know. Good morning, everybody. Hey,
BBC Radio.
Gary Davis's voice has changed.
This is very exciting.
A 3-day digital radio station.
Radio 1.
Begins Saturday morning from 6.
I got one of those throats.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. BBC Radio 2.
And Bobby Pryor.
Thank you, Steve. 82 in Veruglas, closed still with this accident. It's just near to the Sloy power station. It is closed both ways. Emergency services are at the scene, so you've got big queues on the approach. A90 Angus northbound at Forfar. That earlier accident, still one lane shut between the A926, which is the Forfar Redford Road junction, and the B957. The A82 in Veruglas, closed both ways. Accident. I've just done that, haven't I? Yeah. Sorry, apologies for that. The A685 between Kirby Stephen and Brough. We've got it blocked completely. There's a caravan fire still at Kirkbat Lane being recovered, so just be aware they're going to open it fairly soon. I just don't have an exact time. The M62 on the eastbound route 21 to 22 Milne Road to Rishworth Moor. We've got a broken down vehicle. The A56 southbound at Stretford. We've got 2 lanes closed for roadworks on the Chester Road southbound at the Kingsway. They are causing big queues at the moment. And to the M6 southbound, broken down vehicle and trailer 17 to 16 down towards Stoke-on-Trent. So right in the roadworks is extra slow. And the M40. Now northbound between 9 and 10, 2 lanes are shut. Southbound between 10 and 9, 1 lane is shut. So between the A43 at Brackley and Bicester, the A41 and A34, you've got delays. Delays both ways, but heavier on the northbound side because that's where the extra lane closure is. And the M25 busy, 13 to 16 towards the M40 anti-clockwise. 13 Staines to 11 at Chertsey is heavy. And finally M4 eastbound, exit Slit Road at 4 for Heathrow Spur. There's a broken down vehicle, so it's slow going off, but you can get past. Back with more 25 minutes.
Thank you to Bobster. There's a lot to remember. UKIP will unveil its new leader tomorrow at its party conference in Torquay after a contest that has turned into a battle for the soul of the party, it says. Decisive steps forward have been made in the latest round of UK-EU talks, Brexit Secretary David Davis has said. Mr Davis was speaking at the end of the first talks since Theresa May's speech in Italy last week, in which she said the UK wanted a 2-year transition. And drive-through bins at a motorway service station have been damaged within 2 days of being installed. The containers were put in place at the M6 Limb Services, Cheshire, on Tuesday, so drivers can throw rubbish out of the windows into them. I've just got a picture of them here, and they are substantially damaged. Site manager Jason Vance said 3 of the 4 bins were damaged by vehicles trying to get out because the bins' locations narrowed the exit route.
Steve Wright in the afternoon on BBC Radio 2. Stormy weather ahead and I don't know what to Just a little love and the world keeps turning. Just a little love keeps our hearts from burning. Just a little love, I believe we're yearning. Just a little love keeps the storm at bay. Just a little love, not the hate that's calling. Just a little love and the walls start falling down, and I believe there are angels calling. Just a little love, just a little love. I'm not sure that you love me like you loved me before. Think about it, baby. Say that I'm crazy and maybe I would walk out the door. Think about it, baby. Every time I consider it, you always pull at my heart. Think about it, baby. Tell me it's not the end, that this is only the start. And the voices I hear are the voices inside of my head. It's a sign of the times, maybe time to try something instead.
Just a little love.
Just a little love.
You can email us steve.wright@bbc.co.uk, text 88291, and tweet us at BBC Radio 2.
BBC Radio 6 Music. Next week, 5 extraordinary artists come together, all in one place. 6 Music live at Maida Vale. Monday, Morrissey. Tuesday, Mogwai. Wednesday, OJ. Thursday, Loyal Kana. And Friday, Robert Plant. Watch their performances live at the 6 Music website and on the red button from any BBC TV channel every weekday morning from 10.
Oh, loving that. Thank you very much. And now we return for Factoids. Jane, Neely, Grace.
The flea, well, a flea,
Yeah.
can jump 350 times its body length. So that is rather like a human being jumping the length of a football field.
Good grief, that's not a particular flea either. That's general fleas.
That'd be any flea.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the athlete fleas.
Yeah, those, yeah, of course.
Flea, that is, isn't it? Pluto was stripped of its planetary status in August 2006. Ask me why.
Why?
To qualify as a planet, it must orbit around the Sun, be round in shape, and have an orbit of its own clear of other planets. However, Pluto was disqualified because its orbit overlaps with that of Neptune. Lost interest yet?
No, not yet. No, that's very interesting. I've got another interesting one. Nokia, or Nokia, where do you think that comes from?
Oh, it's Scandinavian, isn't it?
Yes.
I would have thought it was Japanese.
No, the name Nokia is derived from the river Nokianverta, on the banks of which the company was established. Nokianverta itself was named after the old Finnish word, which originally meant sable.
Factoids.
I still hear your sea winds blowing. I still see her dark eyes glowing. She was 21 when I left Galveston. Galveston, oh Galveston, I still hear your sea waves crashing while I watch the cannons flashing. I clean my gun and dream of Galveston. By the time I make Albuquerque, she'll be working. She'll probably stop at lunch and give me a call. But she'll just hear that phone keep on ringing off the wall.
song. By the time I make Oklahoma, she'll be sleeping. She'll turn softly and call my name out low, and she'll cry just to think I'd really leave her. Though time and time I've tried to tell her so, she just didn't know I would really go.
Because the spark is melting in the dark, all the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to make it, and I'll never have that recipe again.
Jimmy Webb is with us today. And this is an exciting time for us because we always love talking to you because you're just so engaging. How the devil are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, excellent. Jimmy Webb is a songwriting legend, having written hits such as Up, Up and Away, MacArthur Park, Galveston, Wichita Lineman. I mean, you can count them. I mean, this just goes on forever. Jimmy's the only artist to have ever won Grammy Awards in music, lyrics and orchestration, and was the youngest person in history to be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. In his fascinating new memoir, The Cake and the Rain, Jimmy reveals the pitfalls and triumphs that made up the first 15 years of his amazing career. From a chance encounter with Louis Armstrong to making an album with Art Garfunkel, Jimmy's new book tells the unique stories behind his songs. So this is a kind of a part one because you're dealing with 15 years only?
Yes, and I sort of wind things up in 1973, and that is really when actually the fire started getting hot. But to a reasonable extent, it goes into my childhood, my father's identity as both a Southern Baptist minister and an ex-Marine, a very demanding, strict kind of a guy. And so we were brought up, we being my 3 sisters and my brother.
Right.
I didn't get into this for no reason, you see, because there were things that we weren't allowed to do, like we couldn't dance. We weren't allowed to dance.
Why not?
And we're actually not supposed to listen to rock and roll because my father was of the opinion, I don't know where he got this crazy idea, that rock and roll was about sex.
It's the devil's music, yeah.
You know, he was right about something.
He was, yeah, even a clock is right twice a day. But anyway, so it was setting the groundwork for a struggle, really, between my father and I, because I was determined, bound, I'll say, to be a songwriter and to get into pop music.
Even then, I mean, what age were you when you were having these little mini disputes with your father about you wanted to be a songwriter? And did you write songs at that point?
I wrote songs in Oklahoma City when I was 13 years old.
Wow.
It was around then, 13 or 14, that my father hated what I was doing so much that he banished my piano to the garage.
No.
Yes.
We've all been there, haven't we? You know, parents that don't want us to do what we wanted to do.
Well, he said at one point, he said, you know, this songwriting thing is just going to break your heart. And actually, that was true as well.
Really?
Because whatever you give yourself to is going to bite back a little bit. There's going to be something about it that's going.
Well, you have to accept the ups and downs, I suppose. Did your father live to see your success?
Oh yes, oh yes.
So what did he think? What did he think then?
He had a diamond ring like this big around on his little finger.
Yeah. Growing up in that kind of environment, how has that affected you in that 15 years?
It definitely made me autonomous. It made me rely on myself because I wasn't getting encouragement. I wasn't getting that sort of showbiz father or showbiz mother who would actually shove me out on the stage.
Yeah.
So somehow or other, I had to come up with the energy inside myself to walk out into the world, which I did when I was 17 years old. I left home.
Yeah.
But I had heard a record by Glenn Campbell when I was 14 years old, a song on Crest Records called Turn Around, Look at Me. First of all, I was very religious in those days. I got down on my knees by my bed and I said, Dear Lord, please, I know that you've got plenty of problems up there, but please, if you could just squeeze me in, could you make it possible for me to write a song half as good as Turn Around, Look at Me? And could I meet Glenn Campbell one day and have him
Wow. How soon did that happen?
Prayers are answered.
After that prayer?
It was 6 or 7 years later.
And did you then go, you left it a bit long, didn't you?
Well, in that particular racket, that's blinding speed, really, because you can go a whole lifetime and never get a song recorded.
How old were you when you knew that you were on the rung, that you were on the way up?
Well, I got a job as a contract writer at Joe Bett, which is really Motown. Okay. They were paying me, if I wrote a good song, if they really liked it, they might write me a check for $45. I'll tell you what I got. I got more than $45 because I got the best record-making organization in the world. These guys cut 15 #1 singles with the Supremes in a row.
Yeah.
And I was just a scrawny little kid who walked in off the street.
So that was kind of apprenticeship, wasn't it?
It was. And I would hear records they had cut in Detroit, and they would put them up on these big recorders in the office.
Yeah.
And the sun would go down. We'd be sitting up there, and all the lights of L.A. would be twinkling like a giant jewel box.
Yeah.
And then they'd punch the button, and it would Down, 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 down.
Oh, yeah.
I got sunshine. And it's Smokey Robinson, and it's My Girl.
Yeah.
And no one's getting to hear this except us. Yeah. It isn't on the radio. We're listening to this. I'm going, that's going to be one of the biggest records in history.
Jimmy Webb is here. We're going to come back with Jim in just a moment. Don't go away. It's Jimmy Webb. Look.
I'm a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire, I can hear you through the whine. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. I know I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line.
Jimmy Webb is with us today. Can I just say, by the way, we've probably asked you this before. Cat out in the rain, cake out in the rain. We never know.
Oh, really? You don't know whether it's a cat or a cake?
It's a cake, right?
It's a cake.
But who left it?
The title of the book.
But why? I know that. But why?
Where's the freaking book? Anyway?
No, I know that. But I thought it might have been a joke because a lot of people get it wrong. So why would anybody leave cake out in the rain? I mean, it's going to get wet, ain't it?
Well, yeah, but you're going to have to read the book.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good answer. We will.
And actually, I think it would have been almost as good if it would have been a cat.
yeah. Well, I sometimes sing Cat Out in the Rain. And I've enjoyed your performances. In fact, I came to see you one time when you were doing your own songs. and you interpret your own songs in such a different way that the artists that you've written for interpret them, which is quite interesting because, I mean, I suppose people hear different things, don't they, in songs?
Well, records aren't songs, you know. I mean, records are productions that incorporate songs.
Oh, that's an interesting remark.
You know, it depends on who you hand the song to, really. If you gave it to Phil Spector, it'd come out in a certain way, and if you give it to Jimmy Bowen or someone else. But for instance, when I played Galveston for Glenn, it was very elegiac, and if you hear my show, you'll hear the way it was. But it was like, Galveston, oh, Galveston.
Okay.
I still hear your sea winds. And it was really a elegiac, you know, a lament. And it was a soldier saying, at one point he says, I clean my gun and dream of Galveston.
Yeah.
I still see you standing by the water. And all of this is really not very warlike. It's a guy who would rather be somewhere else. Glenn got it.
Yeah.
And he decided it needed to be faster and it needed to have some patriotic fervor, you know. And he's sort of, Galveston, oh Galveston.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum. And different though it was like a top 10 record. And he could do that.
Sure.
And either way, somebody played on the radio recently said, it's a thing of beauty, that. And that's exactly what it is. By the way, we should mention that you're doing your only gig, aren't you, in London this Saturday night at St James's Church in Piccadilly. So if they want to see your interpretation of Galveston and other songs, they can.
That's so kind of you.
Yeah, Tim, that's very kind of you.
It's a fantastic venue.
Yeah. That's very, very nice.
You know, it's a Christopher Wren building, isn't it?
It's a beautiful place.
I'm very excited about it.
So where does this take us up to? What year does this book take us up to? The Cake and the Rain, it's called.
Well, it's taking us up to somewhere in 1973.
Okay, and you just started to achieve, 68, 69, that you were really kind of breaking through.
Oh, yeah. And I was still getting records.
Yeah.
And I still got, and I had, 10 years later, MacArthur Park was #1 for me in the United States with Donna Summer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really things had just started to really cook for me. But I overwrote the book. 300,000 words I wrote, and they only used 124.
It's outrageous.
So that'll be the next book,
That'd
right?
be three more books, I say.
Yeah.
There's some stuff missing there, Jim.
Jimmy Webb's new book, The Cake and the Rain, is out right now, and the details of that gig again are...
St James's Church in Piccadilly in London on Saturday night. It's Jimmy's only London show this year. Thanks.
And you know my favourite song of yours is I want to do...
Oh, thank you. That was Harry's favourite, too.
Oh, yeah, I love that song. In fact, can I play that now? Can I play that? I'm going to play that right now. It's Jimmy Webb, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next time.
I've got to learn to be quiet, that is. I think that I'll try it. I've heard it cures all. I really want to learn about the primal scream and the meaning of my dreaming. Get back on that beam, but most of all, I want to soar. Listen to the stones and explore some unknowns. If your mom would let you skip ballet, aye, aye,
Jimmy Webb. My favourite song, Jimmy Webb, Campo de Encino. This is Radio 2. We're 50 and we still have our own hair. Now, here's Bobby.
Steve, thank you. First of all, the A82 in Veruglas still closed with the accident. If you're heading through in both directions, you've got some slow traffic. A90 in Angus, northbound at Forfar. The accident is still there between the A926 and Finnavon, the B957 turn-off. Still one lane shut there. The A1M southbound, the accident at 36 Walmsworth Road, that's now gone. M62 eastbound, 21 to 22. Between Milne Row and Richworth Moor, there was a breakdown. It's now cleared from the carriageway, but it's still pretty heavy through that stretch. A56 southbound at Stretford. We've got delays at the Kingsway, the A5145, because of the roadworks. You've got two lanes shut. Problems for the M1. Just update the M1 southbound. Between 29 and 28, we had a broken down lorry. Also, at 28 for Alfreton, we had a broken down lorry on the slip road. All those have now been cleared out of the way. M6 southbound, 17 to 16. There was a broken down caravan and vehicle. They've now been cleared from the roadworks towards Stoke-on-Trent. But the A500D road, coming off the M6 at junction 15, there's an accident there, so it's slow around the junction. You can get off and on though. M40 both ways, you've got lane closures. So 9 to 10, which is the A34 at Bicester, and 10 for Brackley, we've got lane closures. Big queues on the A34 if you're heading away from Oxford. Back with more, half an hour.
You're listening to me, Jeremy Vine. What would you like to say to the king of the wild frontier, not Adamant, but Davy Crockett? Davy Crockett, where can I get his hat from?
On the dance floor now. I think we're ready for the contest. Bee Gees, More Than a Woman, Radio 2. This is The Big Show. Coming up in the Showbiz Cuts, Spielberg and Crow and Leslie Joseph. There is Tim, there's Bobby, there's Claire, there's Janie, Sports Guy, Factoid Social Media. More, though they did afternoons. I know I'd have trouble with that. And also, who else we got? Oh, Spencer FC. In the United Kingdom, across planet Earth, this is BBC Radio 2 online on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 4 o'clock. This is Claire Runacres. The Brexit Secretary David Davis and his EU counterpart Michel Barnier have given a positive assessment at the end of the latest talks about the UK's withdrawal from the EU. But Mr Barnier said there were still differences on a number of issues and it could be months before the talks move on to a future trade deal. The Civil Aviation Authority is threatening to take Ryanair to court because it claims the airline failed to give customers accurate information about their rights following flight cancellations. Ryanair has promised to cooperate and comply fully with whatever requirements the regulator asked for. Earlier, the airline announced that it was grounding another 18,000 flights for the winter season, meaning more than 715,000 passengers have now been affected. Charlotte Carr is one of them.
I got an email yesterday. I thought I'd avoided it actually, and it actually landed in my junk box. So I double-checked, obviously, good job I double-checked that junk box as well.
The Prime Minister has offered a fierce defence of the free market following Jeremy Corbyn's remarks at the Labour Party conference that capitalism was facing a crisis of legitimacy. Theresa May was speaking at the Bank of England on the 20th anniversary of its independence, but Mrs May also acknowledged that the financial crash in 2008 caused great hardship. Here's our political correspondent, Chris Mason.
After Jeremy Corbyn's proud socialism yesterday, this morning, pride in the free markets from the Prime Minister. Theresa May's speech was a political leader painting her instincts in primary colours and in stark contrast to her opponent. It illustrates the Labour leader's capacity to now shape political debate and Downing Street's desire to respond to it quickly.
A serious case review has concluded that the murder of an 18-year-old girl by another resident at a care home for people with Asperger's syndrome was preventable. Melissa Matheson was strangled by Jason Conroy, who was 19 at the time, at Alexandra House in Bristol in 2014. A report from the Bristol Safeguarding Board found that Conroy had previously tried to strangle women with whom he had become fixated, and that Alexandra House had been too positive in its assessment of him. President Trump has temporarily waived shipping restrictions to help get much-needed supplies to the Caribbean island of Puerto Rico in the wake of recent devastating storms. Many residents of the US territory have been without electricity, clean water and other basic necessities since Hurricane Maria struck last week. President Trump had been urged by both Republicans and Democrats to lift the Jones Act, which bans foreign-flagged vessels from sailing between US ports. The House of Representatives Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, said the US must help.
We can't make them whole right this minute, but we can give them hope immediately, and that is what we must do. We want the people of Puerto Rico to know that their plight challenges the conscience of our country.
That's the BBC News at 4:03. Our next at 5.
Thank you. Here's the sports guy.
Yes, cricketers Ben Stokes and Alex Hales will not be considered for England matches until further notice over an incident outside a Bristol nightclub in the early hours of Monday morning. Video footage has emerged that appears to show Stokes brawling in the street. Stokes, who was with Hales at the time, has been arrested and released without charge on suspicion of assault. He's said to be fragile and devastated. Spurs midfielder Dele Alli is included in the England squad for their World Cup qualifiers, despite him facing a possible suspension suspension over an obscene gesture he made in England's last match. Sheffield United winger David Brooks has been called into the Wales squad for the first time for the qualifiers. Bayern Munich have sacked manager Carlo Ancelotti. They were beaten 3-0 last night at Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. They're currently third in the Bundesliga. And tonight in the Europa League, Arsenal are in Belarus to play Barta Borisov, while Everton face Cypriot side Apollon Limassol.
OK, thank you, sports guy. And here's what they're cooking up tonight on Tea Time. For you, resident cook Nigel Barton makes banana eggy bread and crispy bacon for Foodie Thursday. Sports guy can't wait. Been thinking about you too. That is your London beat. This says, Stephen team, can you say hi to my darling husband Alan as we drive from a sunny Aberdeen to the Scottish borders. Loving the show, by the way. Hugs from Patricia. And Steve, you've got to give a shout out to the best manager ever. It's Gordon and everyone else at DIPT Limited. That would be awesome. Thank you, from Adam Sanders. Is that you? Ellie King. Yes, it is.
I had me a boy, turned him into a man. I showed him all the things that he didn't understand. Whoa. Then I let him go. Now there's one in California who's been cursing my name. 'Cause I found me a better lover in the UK. Hey, until I made my getaway. but they never wanna leave. Exes and the oh-ohs, they haunt me. Like the oh-ohs, they want me to make them oh-oh, they won't let go. Exes and I had a summer lover down in New Orleans, kept him warm in the winter, left him frozen in the spring. My mind, how the seasons go by. I get high and I love to get low, so the hearts keep breaking and the heads just roll. You know, that's how the story goes. 1, 2, 3, they gonna run back to me, 'cause I'm the best baby that they never gotta keep. 1, 2, 3, they gonna run back to me. They always wanna come, but they never wanna leave. Exes and the oh-ohs, they haunt me. Like the oh-ohs, they want me to make them oh-oh, they won't let go. My exes and the oh-ohs, they haunt me. Like the oh-ohs, they want me to make them oh-oh, they won't let go. Exes and
Now, in the showbiz today, Rita Ora will host this year's MTV Europe Music Awards at Wembley Arena on November the 12th. It'll be the first time in more than 20 years that the ceremony's been held in London. Wow. Musical dedicated to Cher will be opening on Broadway. The Cher Show is based on her life and 6-decade career and will open at the Neil Simon Theatre next autumn. In social media, we mentioned earlier, it's hashtag National Poetry Day. That's trending on Twitter, of course. Rachel tweets, today is hashtag National Poetry Day, and my family are enjoying lots of poetry. Christine says, just to keep life interesting, I'm responding to my emails today in poetry. Brilliant. Over on Facebook, people are remembering Hugh Hefner, the founder of Playboy, who, as you know, has died at the age of 91. And Steven Spielberg was on the red carpet in Los Angeles to talk about his involvement in the upcoming biopic of his life called Spielberg, directed by Susan Lacey. Steven said it's weird being in the spotlight this time as opposed to behind the camera.
You know, it's a very interesting experience being the subject of film when I have spent my entire career seeking subjects for my films. And to suddenly be in that hot seat, for me, was both intimidating and daunting, but because of Susan's sort of, just the way her research is so profound and so deep, that I felt like she knew my films better than I did, and I felt comfortable talking to her, and she was able to get me to open up a bit and talk about some of the things that motivated some of the films.
Russell Crowe was on BBC Radio 5 Live yesterday to talk about his band Indoor Garden Party. Russell explained how they cover a variety of genres with multiple lead singers.
We quite often just get in a situation where it's, you know, a room full of people or whatever, and somebody starts to sing, you know, and then the guitar gets passed around and stuff like that. So this record kind of sounds like that, you know, because the band has 4 lead singers. From track to track, you're changing the lead voice, so it actually runs like a playlist rather than like an album. So I think a lot of people are sort of leaning into it at the moment because of that, because they're not having to like give over to everything sounding within the same sort of pocket.
Russell Crowe, of course, now Leslie Joseph and Mel Brooks were on the One Show last night to talk about Mel's new musical, Young Frankenstein, new old musical as it were. Leslie stars as Frau Blucher, and she said that the first read-through with Mel didn't go as predicted.
We've had Mel over here since July, and I have to say the first time Mel came over and the first time he sat at a read-through with us was the most traumatic day of my life, because we'd been rehearsing with Susan.
They were working and they were busy, and you could hear them talking to each other and doing the dialogue, and I walked in and said, no.
You're ruining it.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
You stink. Nothing is good here, you know. I was so terrible.
One day you say you love me, the next you tell me you don't. One day you say you will, but the next you tell me you won't. Hey little baby, there ain't much point me hanging around, yeah. Do you wanna love now? One day you make me feel that your love is in my hands. One day could be the price of love, could be the price of hate. What am I guilty of? Why do you make me wait so long? I don't know your intentions. Look to the skies above. I'm in the hands of fate. Wish till I get to shove. I've got to know for heaven's sake. Is this love? Is this love or invention? Baby, can't you say I'll find another fantasy? To make you cry, I can make you happy. If only for a while, little baby. Oh, little baby, I can give you all the love that your heart. You take someone's heart and you kick it around. Keep on picking it up so you can watch it come down. I don't know what I'm supposed to do while I wait for you to make up your mind. Could you please be so kind?
Like a ship in the sea. But I got a lot of money and I got the shed. I got the toys when the kids have dropped dead. I got the confidence nips in the bar. I got the back check that does me no good. Just when you think she can get no more cold, she's emptied the freezer and left me to more. Just when you think she's got all that you got, the roof and left chimney pot. Just when you think she can get any lower, she got the garden left you the more. When I asked why she found somebody else, she answered me why. Just take a look at yourself. Just when I felt it was as low as it gets, she's left me the dog food and taken the pets. I got the new flat fridge full of beer, and you got the new friend who's loving you here. Loving you here in what once was my bed, and I got the couch or a mattress instead. Just when you think she's got all that you got, she got the roof and left chimney pot. Just when you think she can't get any lower, she got the garden left you to mow. Just when you think she's got all that you got, just when you stood there in permanent shock, you spent your last penny and lost your last song. She's got the acres and you've lost the pride. Just when you think she's got all that you got, she got the roof and left chimney pot. Just when you think she can't get any lower, she got the garden left you to know. Just when you think she's got all that you got, she got the roof and left chimney pot. Just when you think she can't get any lower, she got the garden left you to know.
Okay, something we didn't do earlier on is look at some anniversaries and birthdays. Caravaggio, Tim.
Caravaggio, Italian painter.
1573, Italian Baroque painter noted for his dramatic canvases or light and shade. That's not what he was wearing. You're right, the paintings. Peter Finch.
Peter Finch, fabulous Australian actor, wasn't he?
He was Australian-American, and of course his famous line in any film was...
Oh, I don't know the line. It's in Network. You know it, don't you?
It's something like, I'm not going to take it anymore.
Yeah. He's a bloke who's had enough.
Yeah. He's newsreader, and he's not going to take it anymore, so he asks everybody to stick their head out the window and shout out, I'm not going to take it anymore. Brigitte Bardot, 1934 French actress and singer. Now, let's have a look at some schedules. We were talking about Radio 2 earlier on, coming up to its 50th. And, well, let's have a look. I've got some Radio Timeses here. This is Monday, 9th of October, 1967. Breakfast special with John Dunn. 8:32, and this will be the breakfast show, as Radio 1, presented by Don Moss.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 5 to 10, Think on These Things with Paul Barber, and then at 10 o'clock it's Jimmy Young. Morning Story at 11, The Dales at 11:15, Melody on the Move. 11:31. This is October 1967, remember. Jimmy Hanley presents music played by the orchestra, led by David Adams. And, of course, this is very early days Radio 2, so this is Radio 2 been on the air as an entity of itself, just literally a few months. So there were still some light programme shows on. Simon D. at midday, followed by Grand Hotel, Reginald Leopold and the Palm Court Orchestra. And then listen to the band. And this is like a weekday, Monday afternoon. Listen to the band at 13:31. That's 1:31. OK, what else here we got? This is September 1967 Radio Times. Have a guess who you think did the breakfast show in 1977. It wasn't Terry.
Oh, 77. Was it Derek Jameson?
No, good guess.
That's a good guess.
It's too early for Ken Bruce because he was in the 80s. 77? No idea.
Ray Moore.
Oh, Ray Moore. I was thinking about Ray Moore the other day. What a voice.
Yeah, great broadcaster. Pete Murray's Open House. Ding, ding, ding.
I love Pete Murray's Open House.
I love Pete Murray. Jimmy Young, then it's David Hamilton, then Wagoner's Walk, then John Dunn. Now, John had an afternoon show in the early 1970s, and from 1976 was in charge of Radio 2's Drive Time show for 22 years. John Dunn, probably this from 1978, given the subject of Radio 2 not being on long wave anymore. Have a listen.
Thursday on Radio 2. John Dunn.
Oh, that's theme. Dun, 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 dun.
Hello again, good afternoon to you. Well now, does it feel any different to be on these medium waves rather than on the comfortable old long ones? No, it doesn't. However, should there be any of you who haven't been with us before, may I just say this is a going-home program, it's a supper cooking program, a program of lots of music and as wide a variety of talking points as possible.
Brilliant.
Anything but hard news and politics, and you're very welcome.
Oh, thank you, John. And also, Mystery Voice was mentioning yesterday.
Fabulous
And with a track like that, it's like Strictly. You're going to be dancing around the kitchen.
Absolutely, he's brilliant.
Amazing. Then we got Ed Stewart, of course. He was the mid-afternoon guy from 1993 to 1999, remembered by lots of listeners for his accumulator quiz. And this is him from 1993. Did a lot of outside broadcasts over the years. And this is from his show from the Falkland Islands as part of RAF Day.
It's all for you. Radio 2.
And this is Ed Stewart wishing you all a very good afternoon from the middle of the South Atlantic, the Falkland Islands, part of Radio 2's help for the celebrations for the RAF 75th anniversary. And I'm in the furthest south, I think, 8,000 miles, and here I am at the brand new base. When I say brand new, it certainly wasn't here when I was last here 11 years ago. Mount Pleasant, where you have to start from these days if you visit the Falklands. The old strip at Stanley is now only used for local light aircraft. This new 8,000-foot runway at Mount Pleasant is part of a complete new military town, with its own power, water, stores, maintenance and accommodation for all the service people. And it's where we're staying too at the moment.
Brilliant, Ed.
Nice little room in the officers' mess.
More old-time Radio 2 tomorrow.
Radio 2.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a given thing. Seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Oh, then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Love was out to get me. No, that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Oh, then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Yes, I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
One of those songs from 1967. It's the Monkees, I'm a Believer.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. BBC Radio 2.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
The Big Show.
Talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Out of my mind, out of my mind. Wrote it down and read it out, hoping it would save me. Too many times, too many times. My love, he makes me feel like nobody else, nobody else. But my love, he doesn't love me, so I tell myself, one, don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling cause he's drunk and alone. Two, don't let him in. You have to kick him out again. Three, don't be his friend. You know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And if you're under him, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count him. Pushing forwards, but he keeps pulling me backwards. Nowhere to turn, nowhere to turn. No, now I'm standing back from it. I finally see the pattern. I never loved, but my love, he doesn't love me, so I tell myself, I do. One, don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling cause he's drunk and alone. Two, don't let him in. Kick him out again. Three, don't be his friend. You know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And if you're under him, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count him.
3. 4:30 in the UK. Precisely. BBC Radio 2.
Have you got a neighbour who's a busybody or a nosy Parker? I know you have. They've already phoned up and told me all about you.
Now here's Poppy.
Steve, thank you. A90 Angus northbound at Forfarther accident. A926 at Forfar, sorry, and Finnavon. We've still got one lane shut. Well, they recover that. A82 at Inveruglas is still closed both ways with the accident there. And to the A9 at Falkirk. Now at Reading, south of Grangemouth, the A9 is partially blocked. There's an accident between Icehouse Bray and the M9 at Junction 5. So both ways at the moment we've got it partially blocked to the roadworks. So slow traffic both ways. Greater Manchester, M60 clockwise, breakdown 13 to 14. So towards East Lancs Road and the M61, we've got one lane shut. The latest on the A500D road, if you're coming off at junction 15 and to the M6, we've got very heavy traffic. There's an accident there, they're still recovering. The M11 southbound, there's an accident between 9 and 8. Now, at the moment, they've got a rolling roadblock where they recover the vehicle. So traffic is slowly crawling towards the scene of the accident, so big queues behind that. And the M40 closures. Now, they're repairing the barriers following this morning's accident between 10 and 9. So between the A43 at Brackley and 9 for Bicester. Southbound, one lane is closed. Northbound, 2 lanes are shut. But I've just been told they're holding the traffic. I'm waiting for confirmation. It does look like they're moving some cones. Whether they're just reducing the lane closure to 1, I'm waiting to hear information. I'll have more for you in about 20 minutes on that. And then finally, the M27 eastbound, 3 to the M3 at 14. Just past Southampton Docks, there's an accident, 1 lane shut. Back with more. 22 minutes.
Thank you very much. Spencer FC, brilliant football YouTuber, coming soon.
88 to 91 FM, BBC Radio 2.
Live till 5. Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Gabriella Apinlin and Waking Up Slow. So tomorrow morning, Chris Evans after Vanessa at 6:30, joined by Oscar-winning actor Russell Crowe, Strictly Judge Craig Revel-Horwood, and singer Belinda Carlisle. And there's live music from Jamie Lawson. Wasn't expecting that. Fern Cotton at 9:30, sitting in for Ken Jeremy Vine at midday, and then it's us. We got Shalimar on tomorrow. Spencer Owen, or as he's better known, Spencer FC, is one of the UK's most popular football YouTubers with over 1.9 million subscribers. I know! And 500 million views on YouTube. That is a wow factor. Spencer has just published a book now, Game Changer, in which he describes his epic rise from playing computer games in his bedroom to vlogging to millions of people worldwide. He's here. It's Spencer.
Thanks, guys.
Well, listen, good afternoon. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's absolutely our pleasure. The book is fantastic. And as ever with you guys, I really need to know how it all started.
Yeah.
So when was the first time you thought, OK, this could be a thing?
Well, so I made my first YouTube video almost exactly 10 years ago. I was in my first year of university. This is right at the start of YouTube. And these were, I was doing stand-up comedy at the time.
You were doing stand-up comedy?
Yeah, I was trying to, yeah. So these weren't football videos. They weren't anything like what you see on my channel now.
Right.
Post-university, I started working my first few jobs, and I worked in football. I ended up working for a football computer game, doing a social media type role. Then I worked for a footballer. I used to work for Vincent Kompany, the Man City captain.
OK.
And then I went and worked for a football YouTube channel, which was where my two loves came together. So from that point, I thought, right, I'm going to start concentrating on football on my channel. And that's where it started to take off. So that was about 6 years ago. And I've always been a huge football fan, but never did I think I'd either work or make football videos.
Yeah.
And it's just happened to come that way, and it's been incredible, really.
How much time do you have to spend creating content? Because, I mean, the sort of natural progression one might have thought was you'd want to kind of be on telly as a presenter. But obviously you're doing it completely differently.
So I'm quite fortunate at the moment. I'm kind of across both worlds. I do a lot of presenting in esports, which is competitive gaming, which is another... You can have a whole radio show about that. It's unbelievable. Someone just won $200,000 playing FIFA 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
The grand prize prize for one of the biggest esports was $18 million a few years ago. So it's crazy money. So I've done a bit of the traditional side, albeit in a new niche. But the YouTube relationship is completely different. I literally start all my videos saying, "All right, mate." That's my opening. So, "All right, mate, how you doing?" Because it is a personal relationship. It's much more connected.
Let's say I'm going to your YouTube site now. What do I find?
So Spencer FC is the name of the channel, and I make a load of different football content. One of the main things I've been doing the last sort of year and a half is we actually set up our own football team called #United, right? So it's a reference to social media in the title in itself. And these are a group of some of my best friends, some people I've known for 20 years, some people I've met along the way. And we play our games on YouTube.
So how do you do that? How do you play football on YouTube?
So we film it. So we've got a whole production team now.
A real game?
Yeah. So we're
It's a real
physically...
game?
I'm physically playing. I'm the captain and I play in the team.
Okay.
So my friends are playing with me alongside. So I'm about to play my 4th game at Wembley Stadium. I've played at Upton Park twice.
I've got the details. I'll do that for you soon.
I mean, do you realise how radical this is? Because this is somebody who, you know, all of life is virtual, but he actually plays for real.
Yeah,
That's
you're playing for
cool.
real. That's
for
what
me,
it was, yeah.
For me, with 3 sons who are on FIFA all the time, you play for real. I like it.
Well, yeah.
So you play other real teams.
We play other,
and
so
you
we
film it.
Exactly. So we've been lucky enough to play against Steven Gerrard, against Robert Perez, against some of the world's biggest footballers in huge stadiums. Played at the Emirates Stadium twice, for Arsenal Stadium. We've been on a whole tour to the US this year. We played 4 games in America. And the one thing I should predicate all this with is we're not that good. That's the best thing about it.
Great.
We're bang average. We're a Sunday League team. We've got some good players. We've got some not so good players. I'm quite near the bottom of that list. But we're living the dream, and it's unbelievable. It's pinch yourself every single day getting to do these things, and it's all come through YouTube. It's all come through various decisions I've made along the way. You know, that's one of the things the book's about is this YouTube world. I'm one of the older ones in YouTube. Like, you guys might think as me as this young YouTube guy. The reality is most of them, I'm 28 years old. A lot of these guys are 19, 20.
Yeah.
So I'm looked at as the older guy, and I'm not saying this is a handbook for it in any way, because there's a lot of things which are kind of a little bit of luck come my way, but there's no real blueprint of saying how does someone actually make those choices and end up in YouTube.
Spencer FC's on with us, football YouTuber. Stay there, Spencer. We're going to come back in a moment.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. And I was running from my brother and his friends, and tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart, broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the boring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real. We watch the sunset over the castle lonely hill. 15 years old and smoking hand-rolled cigarettes, running from the law through the backfields and getting drunk with my friends. Had my first kiss on a Friday night. I don't reckon that I did it right, but I was younger then. Take me back to when we found weekend jobs, and when we got paid, we'd buy cheap spirits and drink them straight. Me and my friends have not thrown up in so long. Oh, how we've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to sell clothes. One works down by the coast. One had 2 kids but lives alone. One's brother overdosed. One's already on his 2nd wife. One's just barely getting by. But these people raised me, and I can't wait to go home. And I'm on my way. I still remember these old country lanes when we did not know the answers. And I missed the way you made.
Spencer FC is with us. He's a football YouTuber and he's written a book called Game Changer. So let's talk about the book, because that's what you're here for. So what's in the book? I mean, do I have to be a fan of you and your YouTube channel to appreciate the book?
I don't think so. So I was really conscious of that throughout it. I wanted to try and find a way of, what we talked about there a little bit, sort of disseminating the process that allowed me to do what I do. And that's not necessarily football specific. It's more about, if I was to kind of categorise it in one line, it would be, I was the kid at school who loved football but was not the jock. I wasn't always in the football school team. Sometimes I was the guy that was trying to get in the team but not getting picked. Sometimes I was the guy who the cool kids wouldn't even let play with them at lunchtime. Right? And now, me and my mates are playing at Wembley Stadium in front of 25,000 people. And who are the people hitting me up on Facebook asking for a game now? It's the guys that didn't let me play at lunchtime.
I bet you're popular with your mates at the moment as well.
So tell us what's incorporated in the book.
Yeah, so in the book, I'm trying to tell a bit of a motivational story, in the sense I'm saying, like, this is how it happened for me. These are the decisions I made along the way. But more importantly, like, if you grew up loving football, if you weren't a great player, or you weren't maybe going to be an agent or something in the commercial side, you had to either go down the journalism route or you weren't going to be in football. That was it. It was going to be a hobby. I've managed to find a way, and I'm hoping to make it a way, not just for me, but a load of people to follow me in the future, where you can actually make a living doing what you love, physically playing football, as well as talking about it and whatever, and not necessarily having to be an athlete or a sportsman. So I think, but you have to be dedicated. So you have to work really hard.
Sure. And it's a bit of how-to then. It's a bit of how to do it. And it's a little bit of your experience. And I noticed like a little bit of kind of just knowledge. I mean, you've got top 10 stadiums here, in your opinion. That's
one of the things. So a lot of these are stadiums that I've been lucky enough to actually play at. Yeah. You know, and it's like, how do they compare? What's the best atmosphere I've been involved in as a fan? You know, in my old job as well, when I was a producer, even then, my jobs were really cool. You know, working for Vincent Company, I was at every Man City game. I was in the box watching. I was hanging out with Premier League footballers regularly. When I was in my job as a producer, I was going to these amazing stadiums around the world. So even before YouTube, I think there's a reasonably interesting story there about how it all came about for me, and just various decisions made along the way, why I made them, what I was trying to achieve from them, and ultimately how it ended up suddenly this bang average football was playing at Wembley.
I did promise I'd do this earlier. This year's Wembley Cup 2017 will be next Saturday, October 7th, with kick-off at 3 p.m, and will feature former Liverpool players Steven Gerrard, Robbie Fowler, this is Emil Heskey, David James, plus former Manchester United defender Rio Ferdinand, and 5 Live favourite and former Leicester City midfielder Robbie Savage. I mean, that's up there, isn't it? That's big time.
It's insane. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
To be honest.
Yeah. And so how are #United doing at the moment?
We're doing okay. This is going to be a big test for us, going up against the likes of Steven Gerrard.
Oh, yeah.
And not just him. They've got some players in their team from the YouTube world who are unbelievable. You know, ex-semi-professional, ex-professional players. So it's going to be a big challenge. And then post-Wembley Cup, we're going to try and take it up a level even more and take # to a new heights. So I'm excited.
It's just great. I mean, it's just awesome. Game Changer, that's the book by Spencer Owen. It's out now in hardback and as an e-book. And the Wembley Cup 2017 will kick off at 3 p.m. on October 7th, as I was saying. Tickets are available now. And, all right, here's my last question. Where will you be in 10 years?
Oh, I've got no idea. You know what? Someone asked me that. It's in the book. Someone asked me that when I was in for an internship interview and I was 21, straight out of uni. They said, where will you be in 5 years?
Yeah.
And I said to them then what I'll say to you now, which is I've got no idea, but I think it'll be somewhere good. So I'm going to try my best to make sure it's somewhere decent, and I'm going to work hard for it. But the whole space around me that I'm in is changing every day. I want to try and adapt with it, and hopefully do some incredible things within the world of football.
I mean, YouTube's a fascinating kind of concept, really, because I can't see it ever going away.
I think, I mean, the platform long-term maybe is arbitrary, but I think the revolution of technology in general and the way people are consuming technology has changed forever, and I don't think that's going to change back. I think people want everything in the palm of their hands now, on the go, everywhere. We want to be reasonably relevant and keep relevant in that space, so make sure we can give people the information and the entertainment however they want it. But I'm like, within YouTube, I now represent someone who is a bit traditional, been around for a few years now. There's always the young kids coming up on YouTube I've got to compete with.
You're the granddaddy.
Exactly, genuinely, so that's the challenge.
Just hang in there. Look, me and Tim did. Jane is still down there with the kids. Game Changer by Spencer Owen out now in hardback. Very good, and we'll see you next time, Spencer. Spencer, pleasure, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
When you look so good, the pain in your face doesn't show. When you look so good, and baby you don't even know. When the world is ours, the world is not your kind of thing. Full of shooting stars, brighter as the vanishing. Oh, you've seen enough to know it's children who teach. You're still free enough to wake up on the bed of a beach. You're the best thing about me, the best thing that ever happened to boy. You're the best thing about me, I'm the kind of trouble that you enjoy. You're the best thing about me, the best things are easy to destroy. You're the best thing about me, the best thing about me. I've been crying out, how bad can a good time be? Shooting off my mouth, that's another great thing about me. I have everything, but I feel like nothing at all. There's no risky thing for a man who's determined to fall. You're the best thing about me, the best thing that ever happened to boy. You're the best thing about me, I'm the kind of trouble that you enjoy. You're the best thing about me, the best things are easy to destroy. You're the best thing about me, why am I walking away? Why am I walking
I've really started to like this song. You're the best thing about me. It's you too. News from the net, digitalspy.com says Paul Hollywood will be a judge on the US version of the Great British Bake Off. He'll replace Mary Berry in the third series of the show called The Great American Baking Show. What about that? Mixmag.net says Liam Gallagher to headline Snow Bombing Festival 2018. And OK.co.uk, Take Me Out, confirms huge twist for new series. Oh, I can't tell you. And here's Bobby.
Steve, thank you. 82 Inveruglas, partially blocked now with an accident. You can get through, you just have to take it in turns. It's slow, but at least it's an open route. Also, the A19 Angus northbound between Forfar and Finavon. That's between the A926 and the B957. The accident is still there, still one lane shut. The M60 breakdown, 13 to 14, is still there towards the M61. Problems for the M11, big queues. There was an accident between 9 and 8 down towards Bishop Stortford. They have reopened all the lanes, but I'm getting reports of about 80-minute delays going through there. Also, the M40, now northbound, they have reopened all the lanes between 9 and 10 up towards Brackley, so there's some hope ahead. However, such big queues on the M40, the A43, the A34 is solid out of Oxford because of that, but it should get easier. M40 southbound, though, 10 to 9, still one lane shut. Finally, M27 eastbound at Junction 3 for the Romsey and Southampton Docks turn off. There's still an accident, one lane shut. Back with more just after the news.
Thank you to Bobster.
Right in the afternoon on the BBC.
It's a heartwarming song for the easily moved. The effect is all wrong. Plain to see I'm not moved as I stand in the light of a shop that is closed. God, I'd love me a fight. There's no poem, just prose. Edith Piaf said it better than me. Je ne regrette rien. Pretty song, but not intended for me. Time to put some music on. There were no smoky dives, fewer moves, fewer not. There were no petty crimes, foreign substances bought. There were no midnight drives with a crime boss's wife. Need a sentence at most, innocence in my life. Edith Piaf said it better than me. Je ne regrette rien. Pretty song, but not intended for me. Time to put some music on. Drunken and short-lived things, Montparnasse lights, holding a hand of kings. My hunch was right. When's that night? Edith Piaf said it better than me. Je ne regrette rien. Pretty song, but not intended for me. Time to put some music on. Live fast and die young. Live fast and die young. Live fast and die young. Too late for that. Too late for that. Live fast and die young. Live fast and die young. Live fast and die young. Too late for that. Too late for that. Think of one single night, one so strong you're a flame. When I'm sorry, time's up. Sorry, nothing will change. Edith Piaf said it better than me.
Edith Piaf said it better than me. She regrets nothing.
Not intended for me.
We've got to go, though, I'm afraid. Back tomorrow. Simon cooking up eggy, breaky bread after the news. Tomorrow with us, we've got more Radio 2 afternoon shows of the past. Our guests will include Greg Brown, who's a satirist, and Shalimar, and Serious Jockin at 4:15. No G. Good evening.
News at 5 o'clock. This is Claire Runacres. The England and Wales Cricket Board has said it won't consider Ben Stokes for international matches until further notice. Families have been forced out of their homes in Belfast after sectarian threats, and how a carrot-coloured car caused problems for its owner. The England cricketer Ben Stokes will not be considered for selection for international cricket until further notice. The England and Wales Cricket Board took the decision after viewing footage published on the Sun's website, which appeared to show him fighting outside a nightclub in Bristol. Our sports correspondent Andy Swiss reports.
Following discussions this morning, the England and Wales Cricket Board announced that neither Ben Stokes nor Alex Hales, who was with Stokes in the early hours of Monday morning, will be considered for international games until further notice. They added they both remain on full pay pending a further investigation by the ECB and an ongoing investigation by the police. Earlier, the ECB had reviewed footage released by the Sun newspaper, which appeared to show Stokes repeatedly aiming punches towards two people, one of whom was knocked to the ground. Stokes is said to be devastated, fragile and well aware of the magnitude of what has happened.
And there's more from Matt on that story a little later in the show. The Brexit Secretary David Davis has said that decisive steps forward have been taken during the latest round of negotiations with the European Union. However, his EU counterpart, Michel Barnier, warned that it could be weeks or months before they could agree to move to the next stage of the talks on a future trading relationship. Police in the Midlands have confirmed they received a report of a man pointing a gun at another motorist on the M5 before a driver was shot by police just off the motorway near Bristol yesterday. The West Mercia Force said it received a call from a member of the public at around 8:30 in the morning. An hour later, a man died after officers from Avon and Somerset Police opened fire on a vehicle near Portishead. Several Catholic families have left their homes in Belfast because of sectarian threats. They were living in the Cantrell Close housing development in the south of the city, which was designed to bring communities together. Sinn Féin has accused the paramilitary Ulster Volunteer Force of being behind the intimidation. This man, who doesn't want to be named, says he and his pregnant partner were told to leave by police last night.
We've been living there for about just over a year, never had a problem with no one. Talked away to the neighbours, and just this come out of nowhere. Just stunned. Stunned more than anything, just shocked. Just because we thought everything was going well, we never had an issue with them and hanging up their flags with their culture and stuff.
Ryanair has promised to cooperate with the Civil Aviation Authority after the regulator accused it of breaching consumer protection laws by not informing passengers of their rights when it cancelled thousands of flights. The CAA's chief executive said he was furious with the airline and was considering taking it to court. Two far-right groups have been banned by the government under anti-terror laws. Scottish Dawn and NS131 were found to have been aliases of the neo-Nazi group National Action, which was barred last year. Danny Shaw reports.
On its website, NS131 has a photo of men unfurling a banner commemorating the life of Adolf Hitler's deputy Rudolf Hess. Scottish Dawn's site contains disparaging remarks about refugees. The Home Secretary, Amber Rudd, said she would not allow National Action to masquerade under different names. Ms Rudd said the ban would halt the spread of a poisonous ideology and protect those at risk of radicalisation. Anyone convicted of being a member of or supporting the banned groups faces a prison sentence of up to 10 years.
Tributes have been paid to one of the pioneers of early British rock and roll, the TV producer and impresario Jack Good, who's died aged 86. In the 1950s, Jack Good created influential music shows such as the 6-5 Special and Oh Boy, helping launch the careers of stars including Billy Fury, Marty Wilde and Cliff Richard. A court in Germany has ruled that the owner of a donkey must pay compensation after it chewed a sports car it mistook for a carrot. Our Berlin correspondent Jenny Hill explains.
When the orange McLaren sports car pulled up at the side of his enclosure, Vitus the donkey must have thought all his Christmases had come at once. The animal, police say, appears to have mistaken the expensive car for a giant carrot and tucked in, causing more than £5,000 worth of damage to the paintwork. Today, the long arm of the law caught up with Vitus, or rather his owner, who's been ordered to pay for the damage. The man who'd insisted that the animal might not have been the culprit had argued that it was the driver's fault for parking such a tempting morsel too close to his field.
In the city, the 100 index closed up 9 points at 7,323. And the weather, a fine and dry evening will be followed by cloud and outbreaks of rain in the far west of the UK. These will move east overnight. It'll become windy with gales in the northwest. Overnight lows will be 13 Celsius in the north and 15 in the south. BBC News at 5 minutes past 5.
Brought to you by Claire Runacres. Thank you, Claire. Very good. Thank you, Steve.
Simon Mayo.
Jimmy Webb was good.
Right time's on and we're on our way home.
That was a very big show. Enjoyed the reference to the animal police in that last story from Claire. Always thought they existed, really. Anyway, Thursday in 3, eggy bread anticipation. There's Nicola. Shorts in Sheffield. There's John.
Enjoy yourself. It's later than
Ladybirds suddenly everywhere. There's Dan. Ladybirds moving in. There's Jackie. If only we had a ladybird expert on. Have we got? Oh, there we go. Can't stop coughing. There's Viv. Oh, I had one of those. Still have, to be honest. Anyway, look, bright and shining. It's drive time here from Radio 2. What have you got in your hand? Got some Dire Straits here.
88 to 91 FM, BBC Radio
Lady writer on the TV, talk about the Virgin Mary, reminding me of you. The expectation left to come up to